Hi. So for my teacher designed assessment, I created a activity for my 1-year-old child that I've been observing to do. And it included crayons. And I had her basically I was having her work on her fine motor skills. So I had her take a big crayon, like one like with a round handle, and I had her color on the paper. And then I wanted to scaffold to see if she knew how to, hold a smaller crayon, like a skinny regular crayon, in the correct grip. Um, and that would be using her fine motor skills to grip down on the pencil or the crayon. Um, and so halfway through the activity, I switched out the bigger crayon for the smaller one. And at first she was not holding it correctly, but she's 1 year old, so she's still learning how to um, manipulate things with her hands. So I showed her with my hands how to hold the crayon in the correct way, and then I moved hand over hand to her hand and held the crayon in her hand the right way and began to help her color like that. And then I took my hand away and she began to do it on her own. So the reason I did that activity was because I wanted to see, what her hands would do when given each type of crayon, and what, like, if she knew how to hold in pencil grip at all, or if she had no idea, how much she had colored before. And I wanted to see, like, where her fine motor skills were progressing along. So I say that the evidence that I collected would say that it showed me what I wanted to see. It showed me that she didn't originally know how to hold a pencil or a crayon in pencil grip, but she could be taught. And even in the little interaction activity that we had, she was starting to hold it correctly. Um, it'll take practice for her to, hold it correctly every time, but it's a start. And getting children, as young as 1 year old, starting on stuff like that, um, you know, progresses their fine motor skills is very important. Um, and I thought, you know, other adaptations I could have used for the activity. I could have used different writing utensils. I could have given her a pencil or a pen, um, or a marker, but I wanted to see, what she would do with a crayon. Um, I think that I did it one-on-one, and maybe next time I could have done it with the whole class so she could maybe see other kids doing the same thing as her or doing something different, and maybe she could try different ways on how she wants to hold it. I would continue to plan activities for children. As a teacher, I already do that because it's important to have things pre-planned out that that are just fun for them, but that you're actually assessing them on a certain skill. And then if you keep the documentation of the work that they've been doing over the year, then you have evidence on where they are in their journey of learning, whatever they're trying to learn, fine motor, gross motor, language, stuff like that. So yes, offering activities such as the one that I did is very important for young children.